So let's talk a little about, let's just talk a little real quick, all right? So the first thing about escaping, it's always framing. It's always framing. Framing is like, should be the only thing that should be in your mind, like a fight. Having good frames. And part of that is recognizing sooner when to give up the ghost. You know what I mean? Like you might be trying to do something, like you really have to clearly recognize when you're in trouble and when you need to switch all systems to framing. Okay? So just kind of making that decision making, right? You gotta work it over and over and over again, obviously live, but that'll help you, okay? The worst possible scenario, which is kind of where I think we should work from, is like they already have the position, they're settled. It's not like you can't scramble, you can't pre-get frames, all that, and you've got to build frames safely. All right, so first we work building frames, then just using frames to get movement, and the actual escape should be fairly easy. That's very drillable. But the art of getting usable, safe frames and then creating some movement, that's actually the part that's a little bit hard and it's like a little rough. All right. So more often than not, I know like you guys probably hear some of this, but more often than not, right? Anytime your arms are outside your body, like at all, right? That's when they're really vulnerable. So really all the time that you do build frames, you want to be more in front of your body when possible, and you want to be close to your body. So like you want to feel like little bits of space where maybe I could run across my body just to create like this. So a lot of the time you want to have these really super condensed positions before you start coming out into somebody. The next thing is like, it's gonna depend how you push and pull. Like, how do you push on people's heads? Like, you want to push under their jaw. You want to push on temples. Like, you don't want to push on foreheads, crowns, or cheeks. You want to push on things that cause a little shift to make them look away from you. And you just want to do stuff in advance of that relieves some pressure. So let's say that yeah, I think I'm good. Let's say that you get side control, right? I have no frames. So he gets good side control, everything's good, right? So the first thing is that this is usually going to have a lot of pressure, right? So the first thing that I do, go ahead like just grind this, is I will just cup this and start pulling away, not because it's going to get me anything, but just to make this a little bit more survivable and take away some of his pressure. Okay. Now, the main thing that's risky here is if I just try to sweep this here, look, this arm's outside the front of me, so this is weak, right? Yeah. But you know, the nice thing about this kind of position, like if I dedicate all systems to taking this weight off, I actually have a lot of space. See where I can snatch this? Yeah. And this first frame is going to be huge because once I get this, I'm not in the same situation. All right. So it depends on how much this guy can use all this stuff to close this off. Like, so I always use just a bridge, right? I use a bridge and I will try to throw the guy with all my energy and a bridge to start to build frames or to start to build the grip. See how I'm going against the temple? To start to create a pre-frame to create a good frame. The next thing about frames is like, if I frame with my wrist or my hand, especially compressed, like put some weight, that's all tricep. This is strong. I won't be strong from this. So I want to build frames that are closer to the point of my elbow. So it's just this upper arm bone, not anything else. Okay. And once you get one, it's easy to get two. Because now you have some bone that you can sit on. And now all of a sudden, the side control should not be heavy. Even if he just puts all of his weight down, I should be able to talk, I should be able to chill, okay. Right? I have this MMA-based or like fight-based thing where you should never pull, but I kind of do actually keep some control of this hand sometimes. A, to relieve pressure, but B, actually to take away like Like if I just push, which is good for jiu-jitsu, he could punch me. So sometimes I have this idea of like a little push-pull, but never ever pull someone into you. That's what they want. Like you really just want to be keeping them away.
How bad is that for the guy on top, the side control that you just got the frames? Is it worse than his position now on top by?
Oh my God,
by a lot.
by a ton. Okay.
Should he be thinking about looking to switch to like mount and improve his position, like once you get the frames in, or should he work to remove those frames?
He should be stripping frames.
Okay.
Frames should become so powerful that you can't hold the person down.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
Once you get them, you need to quickly start using them to move the guy,
Okay.
and then there's going to be real problems. Let's talk about this bottom frame, and then we'll make something drillable. Okay.
Okay.
So sometimes, you know, depending on the spacing, this can just cut in. It usually cuts in at this crease, like at this line. I'm actually following that specific line of that crease because that's where the access is. All right.